Hello, it's James, and we're back for our round 16 betting tips. We're almost at 1.5k, which is awesome, but it's so crazy. Like these last 2 weeks, we're actually losing more than we're winning, but because of the bonus bet promotion, we've flipped that on at least once a week. So we're still able to turn a profit, even though it's small. But out of the course of the year, it definitely adds up, which is why I was wanting to include this total profit and loss the whole time. Trust me, the start of the year when we were like negative or like breaking even, I'm like, fuck, why'd I do this to myself? But I was confident. I was like, I'll leave it here because I was fine last year. After the first, month or so of footy, we have just turned it around. So it has been fantastic. We're on our way to our goal last year, which was $2,000. So if we can keep going, we've had a couple of weeks of just winnings in a row. So let's hope we continue that. And finally, we're up to round 16. No buys, no BS. We've finally got 9 games of footy, Friday to Sunday. I mean, I would love a Thursday night game, but I would much rather there be no buys. It's been like a month plus. Well, not to mention all the other buys in like round 2 and 4 and whatever the fuck, and opening round. We're finally this point of the year where we have, how many more games is it? Like 8 or something? Where we have just pure footy, Friday to Sunday, 9 games. We can punt. Oh my god, it's good. I'm sick of being drip-fed footy. So anyway, we're going to be fully onto it this week. Let's go through our round 15 review. So that was the Carlton Geelong game on Friday night, and it's super annoying because everyone else hits is amazing. Our shortest leg was Jack Bowers. It was like $1.15 or something, and he averaged 20 plus posies. Was playing like half back and just fucking didn't look anywhere near it. So that is super annoying. If I just took that leg out, that would have been what, like $3.60 or something. It was barely any boost, but or maybe actually it was almost $1.20 because I wouldn't have included him if it was under $1.20. Anyway, those ones are super frustrating because you have players in your mind that are locks, like certainties, and then you have your risky players. It baffles me when like the locks, the people who are averaging 5 above or just I don't have to worry about, then they miss, and not even just miss, like severely. Didn't he get like 10 posies or just, yeah, did not look anywhere near it. So maybe we'll reassess Bowles, but everyone else was great. Jeremy Cameron I was a little worried about because he was playing, up forward again. All the commentary for him that week was, Jeremy Cameron should be playing full forward, stay in the square. He should not be getting up the ground. Thankfully, he still got a lot of the footy. Tom Hawkins is down now, so maybe Jeremy Cameron still has to stay deep forward, but it's good to know that he can still get the footy even though he's playing, deep forward. So, which was great. Blake Acres rebounded. Adam Sard, fantastic. Zach Guthrie also rebounded after getting like 13 the week before against Sydney. So yeah, he was fine. But unfortunately that one missed in total. So we had our bonus bet, which we could then flip into the Brisbane Port game, which fuck, dude, it was good to have the Lions back and playing great. And Fletcher, he has become like our, Mark Blitzavs of last year. So for anyone who's betting heaps last year, Mark Blitzavs was like always $1.40, $1.50, and he only missed like 2 or 3 times that whole year. So Jasper Fletcher, hasn't hit as many times. I think he's had maybe like 4 misses in total this year, but they're very close. And he's constantly paying well. Like we've got him several times over $1.70. He's hit the last 3 weeks for over $1.70, I think, each time. Today's his first time under it. I don't have the odds next to me. Actually I do here. He was $1.62 today. So he's coming a bit shorter, but yeah, dude, just keep riding Fletcher. Even when he misses, like I'm just going to back him again. He's been so great. Chris Fagan loves him. He's cemented his spot there on the wing. Like I don't see him getting subbed. Like he is going so well. And actually, so Will Ashcroft is back today, and I was thinking, I don't think that'll affect, his spot. I feel like Bruce reveal. So I think he maybe will be subbed today. Obviously, they haven't announced it or anything yet, and they've also brought in, Darragh Joyce to replace Jack Payne, but Kyle Lohman was also subbed. So I feel like there are candidates before Fletcher. But yeah, I'm still backing him. I absolutely love Fletcher. Charlie Cameron was $1.20 to kick a goal. He was absolutely gifted one in the first quarter, so that was fantastic. And Josh Dunkley, you can see here for my bonus bet, I was really bullish in the video about Josh Dunkley hitting 25, but I didn't want to include two riskies. One risky being Jasper Fletcher, the other risky being Josh Dunkley 25. It was eating me up inside, so when I got the bonus bet, I'm like, I need to put Dunkley for 25. So it's the exact same bet, but we had Dunkley for 25 instead of 20. And he had 20 at halftime, and it was looking so good. Charlie kicked his goal, Dunkley had 20. Willem Drew and Fletcher were on like, I don't know, 9 and 9 apiece or 9 and 8, so they were on track. And Brisbane had a great win. So for me, that was like the perfect game. So yeah, that was great recap for that one. Let's go to the Battle of the Bridge, Sydney versus GWS. Oh, and then that one was also amazing. So we had, wait, no, that's an old bet. Hold on, let me update this live right here. Round 15. Oh, I've copied across the wrong one. Let me use my bet from round 15. It won't be resulted, but it will be game 3. It'll be this bet, but I don't have it resulted, you know what I mean? But this is what we bet on, and it hit. So Toby Green, great. Ollie Florent, smashed it. Errol Goulden, I'm not gonna lie, I was tired that day, so I kind of nodded off in like, the first quarter, kind of woke up in the second. I kid you not, I don't know if it's my body, I had the TV on like real low volume. I don't know if I just woke up. I woke up like 10 seconds before Goulden kicked that goal. I was like asleep, and something apart in me just awoke. And I woke up, and then I saw, was it Tom Papley handball it off to Goulden, kick a goal, and I was like, we're on here, let's go, because that was the risky bet. So when he kicked that before halftime, when your anytime goal scorer hits before halftime, it's very reassuring. It's a bit nervous because you only have one strike point. Disposals, you can just go the whole game. But at anytime goal scorer, you need them to hit just once, and you'd much rather get that done sooner than later. So to have Errol kick a goal in that first half was fantastic. So obviously that one hits, so we won $167. Let's see if the next game is right. Okay, so the rest should be all on track. So Melbourne, North Melbourne. Dude, I loved Darcy Tucker last year, playing on the wing. He'll get around 15 posies. He was like our Jasper Fletcher now, where he would be very overvalued, or what's undervalued? Undervalued. So he was always like $1.50, $1.40, and for 15 he was great. This year he kind of struggled, but then as soon as he hit, he was playing in the back flank or half-back role, he was getting a lot of the footy. The thing is, he was in the same role, and he only got like 12, so he was way short. So it's annoying because he has an amazing month, and as soon as, for me, there's players like that, players that you bet on for a certain posi bracket, like 15, 20, as soon as they're going to make their next leap, 20, 25, it's real hard. At the moment, Darcy Tucker is one of those players. I'm like, I don't know if I can do him for 20, but when I just see him smashing it out every week, as soon as I bet on him, he turns to shit. Darcy Wilmot is actually another one of those players at the moment. Last year, had him for 15 pretty much every game, but now he's like $1.01 for 15. So I don't know if I can do him for 20, but other people would look at him and be like, yeah, that's fine. But I don't know. It's weird seeing those players. Not weird. It's interesting seeing those players that you loved for a bracket in the next bracket. You're like, oh, I don't think they're there yet. But anyway, so that was Darcy Tucker. I thought he was there, and then he's still playing the same role. So maybe we'll just give another week of watching him and see what happens. Actually, he's listed on the wing for the Doggies game. But again, you can list players anywhere in those, and doesn't make a difference. Sparrow was fine. No Petrarca. LDU, again, fantastic. And Ed Langdon on the wing. Yeah, nothing more to say about those guys. They were fine. Essendon West Coast. Oh, okay. Nick Martin. Kyle Langford, I thought he was no good. He kicked a goal after missing the last 2 weeks, but Jake Stringer and Peter Wright, they were looking like the dominant forwards. So it was the same when Joel Amadi kicked 9, and then Hayden McLean and Logan McDonald are just non-existent. When it's hard to have all the forwards firing. So if you pick the one forward who's having their good day, you're fine. But Langford, I was like, fuck. He hit, which was still good. Still hasn't had his day, so I still like him for 2 goals. Caldwell was a beast. Again, had like 9, I don't know, he had a lot at halftime. Killing it. Perkins was fine, trotted along doing his thing. Nick Martin though, okay, so Nick Martin gets a lot of the footy playing off half back, but he can also get it playing half forward. So when Ridley was back a couple of weeks ago, it did sort of shift the magnets around for Martin, because you can't have McGrath, Redman, Ridley. I know Redman was just recently back as well. He just missed a week or something. But the point is you can't have them sort of all on halfback. Again, Nick Martin is listed halfback for the Essendon game against West Coast. Against, who are they playing? Anyway, whoever they're playing this next week. But he will probably be coming off half forward, and he can still get a lot of the footy. But the thing was, he was like soft tagged by Jermaine Jones, and he's a running machine. He wants the footy. He runs as hard as he can to get it, but it's just a little hard with that uncertainty. Oh, I think he's versing Geelong, right? So there is O'Connor for that game. He'll probably go to Merritt, but when Geelong played Sydney, Blitzarves did like a soft tag on Goulden, even though Goulden still got like 30 plus. So I feel like Nick Martin still could be on for that game. But yeah, again, it just sucks. As soon as you bet on that player and then they miss, it's devastating. Next one, or last one actually, the Freo had the bonus bet on this one too. Ben Ainsworth, who every time he missed, he always hit the next week. So he missed last week, and then he missed again, and in that first quarter got 1 posi, didn't look anywhere near it, so I'm like, well, fuck, I'm out of this game. I can't be bothered. So I had the rest of my Sunday to do something, but Will Power looked amazing. He was free money from his first game back in like a month and a half, so he's not going to be those odds anymore. Hayden Young had me a little worried when he was playing in the forward line, so I don't want to, like, he can probably still hit, but I don't want to be paying like $1.15 or less for someone who's in the forward line. Brayshaw again, I absolutely love. He's probably my favorite player for 25, because any other player for 25, like of that caliber, is always like $1.20 or less. But Brayshaw has always been over $1.30 this year. Absolute favorite. So again, that was a shit way to end Sunday, but in total we made a profit, so that was great. So if we go into this week's bets, I can do this I like doing this with no rush. So this is just Friday morning, well, lunchtime now, but I can do the games with a little less pressure. Unlike last week where I got to get them out before the game. But yeah, anyway, so my bet, it's a little hard to see, but Bowie missed a week before. Logan Morris, he's played 7 games in his career, and he has kicked 2 goals in 5 of those. And so that's like 70% of his career, you could say. He's kicked 2 or more goals. Neil Bullen has hit 10 out of 10. Brisbane's for the win, because I'm greedy and I wanted it like over $7. It was like just under. Jasper Fletcher, I am riding almost non-stop this year. Like he's been one of my favorite betting players. He's been my favorite betting player this year. And Hugh McCluggage missed last week after a soft tag from the Port game. Who was on him? I forgot. But he copped I don't know why McCluggage got the tag, but I know Ashcroft is back, but McCluggage, I'm pretty sure, again, I don't have the stats next to me, he missed once because of a tack sub. He got subbed off in a game we were winning heaps, and then he also just missed that one because of the tag. Versing Melbourne, a depleted no Petrarca. Clayton Oliver is the shell of who he used to be. He's washed up, so I feel like Brisbane's midfield will be fine and pop off, and I'm taking McCluggage for that one, even though I do like Dunkley. But I do have a safer bet, because I know that one was a bit much and it goes against everything I say. So this is the 4-leg one we have for $3.60. So I'll take out, there was a couple to take out, but I would have Neil Bullen, Jasper Fletcher, Hugh McCluggage, Jake Bowie. Obviously Jasper Fletcher being sort of the risky one, but I really like the rest. Jake Bowie has missed in round 1 because he got that shoulder problem. He had to get taken off the ground at like the 3rd quarter with 14 posies. And then his first game back, they took him off as a sub on 14 posies. So this is last week was his first like proper miss where he got 13 posies. So I like Jake Bowie. I know Lever's back, but I feel like Lever and Stephen May will do the defender roles, and Jake Bowie will help distribute and get a lot of the footy. Neil Bullen flying under the radar. Anyway, so let's look at the rest of this. So they're the ones who I like. You can see the ones I've picked are in good value, are green. Jake Bowie, again, just take that with a grain of salt because those games he missed. Actually, I've taken out those sub games where he got sub affected. So that 12 over here, that's actually from last year, which is crazy. So he missed, yeah, the only players I really like for 20, Hugh McCluggage. Will Ashcroft is tempting, and I know any of you guys watching who are mad Brisbane Lions fans, that's kind of like an enjoyment bet. So I am kind of tempted to do that purely because I want to see Will Ashcroft go out there and just tear it up, look great. But I've got other, not priorities, I got other interests that I'd rather do before I go to his $1.48. Max Gawn, tempting, but he's versing the Big O. The Big O is a big, lumbersome, strong, throwing elbows. He will. I hope he will play well, but I feel like Max Gawn gets 20 posies against smaller ruckman, I guess. But anyway, so I've highlighted that just because of his odds. Lachie Neale for 25. I feel like Melbourne have like, they don't really have a tagger, do they? Anyway, Lachie Neale been amazing. He's down games when he gets hard tagged, but I don't think there'll be a hard tag on him. I think, again, I just think Brisbane Lions midfield will pop off, but I'm just trying to be conservative and go for one, and that one, I'd rather go Lachie Neale. Goal scorers, Bailey Fritsch missed last week. All right, and I've highlighted, remember, I'll just highlight him now, because in my actual bet, 70% of his career, he's kicked 2+, 5 out of 7, so it's kind of saying the stats in your favor, like 70%, when in reality it's 5 of 7. He's also had 2 or more scoring shots every game. So every game he's played, Logan Morris has had at least 2 scoring shots. They could be both goals tonight, which is again why I've got him in my bet for tonight. So it's essentially the same. Oh, so my bet is kind of the same as the safe one, but it's this plus Logan Morris and Brisbane Lions. Yep, so that's what I've done tonight. This is my recommended one. And Kai Lohmann missed his goal last week. Zach Bailey's been great. Max Gawn, again, I've highlighted, $2.25. Anything for more than a coin flip for over $2 is fantastic. So he's actually got the best value this whole round for a goal. But again, I'm not including him, just highlighting it there. All right, next game. So let's go to the Dogs North Melbourne game. What do I have? So, oh, yep. Okay, so let's go to, here we go. So the value for 15 posies, first of all, oh wait, oh wait, what the fuck? I've called this the wrong thing. That's confusing. That's Freo. Oh, that's supposed to be Sydney versus Freo. I've got the names mixed up. And then this is supposed to be North versus Doggies. Can't see, but I'm just changing the title above. Okay, so the ones we have here, Tim English missed last week, but he's versing Cherry. So, and he has been just getting so much of the footy of late. He's averaging just about the same, but his value for what he's doing is great. He's hit 2 more times than English. English is kind of just teetering on misses and hits. And for $1.53, I would rather that to be like $1.80 or something at that stage. So, and Riley Sanders had his first proper miss of 15. That doesn't include a sub or anything. So that was his first genuine miss of 15 posies. And I am jumping back on him to, hopefully for him to hit, averaging 18, everything I like. Darcy Tucker I've highlighted, but man, he really just fell off after his last month. Look at his last month. 23, 29, 21, 21, and then fucking 12. As soon as I put my money on him, turns to shit. Jack McRae, if only there was a disposal market for 19 plus posies, because he is fucking hitting all of that. But we need 20. And for his 20, where is he down here? 6 out of 10. So look, I wouldn't grudge anyone who, or, you know, I wouldn't say it's a bad bet to have McRae for 20, but I feel like just he's averaging like, 22. He's going to get very close to 20. So I think he's going to smash, well, he will be fine getting 15. So that was just kind of the booster to get it over $3. LDU has been like one of the best midfielders the past month. So he's been fantastic. I'm backing his form. Although I was very tempted to include Zach Fisher, who has been getting so much footy. Just, I don't have the stats next to me, but he's getting so many kickouts from fullback. There's no, Sheasel's not doing it anymore. He's playing forward line or something now. And Colby McKercher's not playing. Zach Fisher, anytime there's a point, just tick off a posse for Zach Fisher. It's been fantastic. So he's missed his last 2 weeks for 25. I really think he can bounce back, even though, according to the form guide and stuff, he's 5 out of 10. Not great value, but keep an eye out for Zach Fisher for 25. Goals, Riley West has gone, decent value for 10 out of 10. Used to be $1.40, but I think it's because Sam Darcy is back, so there's another doggies goal scorer. Like, look, you got Jamari Ugle-Hagan, Aaron Norton, Cody Waitman, Sam Darcy, Bont. Then he's, what is that, the fifth? 1, 2, 3, 4. He's the sixth. He's sixth in line, and he's $1.20. So, but again, averaging a goal and a half a game, 10 out of 10. I really like it, but there's other options here that I've included first. So that's my tips for the North doggies game. Next one, Sydney Freo. So we have to scroll up because I got these in the wrong order. Sydney Freo. Oops, have I updated my bet? Here it is. Corey Wagner. Okay, this is interesting. Obviously, what did he play for? Who did he play for? Was it like North Melbourne, then Freo, or is it Corey Wagner? So he played for, who was his first club? That's a good, it was North. That's like a good pub question. Sometimes you get those trivias where it's like, name a player who's played for 3 clubs, but you only get a point if no one else says it. Anyway, so yeah, now at Freo, he's had these 2 games where he started sub, and then last week he had his first proper game and got 15 posies. So I'm just highlighting 8 times in his proper games and averaging 17, $1.50. I think that's fantastic. So if he plays a full game, I'm down. Playing off halfback. Did I get anyone else? Oh, that's right. So I've gone. Let me skip. There was no one in 20. Again, the odds might change, but there was no one good in 20. Even though Luke Ryan, Jordan Clark both missed, but Longmuir, or I always get confused, John Longmire, Longmuir, whatever. He said that he didn't like the players, stuffing the stat sheet. And I think that was kind of aimed at their backline, like Clark and Luke Ryan. I'm pretty sure I said it in the last video, and you can tell both of them got under 20, because anytime one of them gets it, they always find each other. So both of them got under 20. So again, and they're just not paying great. If those odds were better, I would be tempted, but they're just not. So there's no one in 20. Brayshaw, who I mentioned, has been my favorite, 25 plus. He's over $1.30. Maybe this could be the last week over $1.30. Who knows? But yeah, I'm just riding Brayshaw. Now, Joel Amadi, his last 7 out of 10, he's averaged 2+ goals. He's averaging 2.6. He's 9 out of 10. Now, obviously, he kicked, everyone probably heard of his 9 out of 10. He was amazing. But then the week after, in the Battle of the Bridge, he was goalless. So zero goals, and that was his first miss in a couple of months. Now, he's obviously paying way too short for 1 goal, but 7 out of 10, he's got 2 goals, and I think he was averaging, his odds were $1.55. So $1.55 plus $1.30, and Corey Wagner was $1.50. We're already at the value that we want to hit, and it's 3 legs, so that is perfect. So kind of like the Sydney game we had last week, where we had Goulden for a goal, and that was our risky play. I feel like our risky play here, we're kind of sharing the load between Wagner and Joel Amadi, because I'm confident in Amadi, but it's more Wagner. So I just got to make sure he gets a full game. Playing off halfback, I think he'll get a lot of the footy. And Brayshaw has been amazing. If Brayshaw gets like 20 posies, I'm still a huge fan. So I'll be backing him no matter what. Next game, if we go to Gold Coast versus Collingwood. So I do still have a bet on this one. You'll notice again, because now there's more games, I'm only showing the bets that I place right now. The rest will be bets that I would place, just because I got to wait to see what happens with some of the bets to see if they fail and I get a bonus bet or whatever the fuck. So, but anyway, so this is a real bet. So Paddy Lipinski has been great. I know, isn't it like DeGoey or is it just DeGoey coming back into the midfield there? Pendlebury and DeGoey, that's right. So, but Lipinski's fine. He plays like half forward anyway and still gets a lot of it. Maynard has probably been the best defender this year to bet on. Mac Andrew missed last week, but when he misses, he misses, and you can kind of tell like early on. So when he's on, he's on. So kind of like Dane Zorko, in terms of just how variable a player can be, where they get 14 posies or 40. Like I would rather a player who is a bit more consistent, but he gets a lot of the footy when he does. So, and he missed, so highlighting, but I'm not personally including him. Darcy Cameron, been a ruckman who's getting a lot of the footy. I'm so glad we got him when he bounced back against North, and I'm happy to ride him again. He looked great that game. Pendlebury's back, and again, I still think, so that means like Dacos's odds have gone up. Josh Dacos I'm talking about, because now DeGoey and Pendlebury are back, and Josh Dacos, I still think he'll get 20 on the wing, but man, he's had a really good month. And 9 out of 10, I still think he'll find a lot of the footy. And Bobby Hill, surprisingly, is $1.20 after kicking 5 last week. I know he missed 1 week, but that's great value. $1.20, yeah, so I'm jumping on Bobby Hill straight away. Maynard, Dacos, yeah, there you go. That's everyone I've mentioned. So that one's actually kind of quick because there's no one else I like. Yeah, 25 is kind of bleak. I do like Miller. I do like Took Miller actually, but yeah, I don't know. Just after that tagging game against St Kilda, I was like, geez Louise. I know Collingwood don't really have a tagger, but oh fuck it. I'm just gonna highlight Took Miller. Anyway, okay, so that's that one. Let's go to our Saturday night games. So I don't think I have a bet for these ones. I have a, you know, what I'll do, but I have to wait and get another same game refund token or see what happens Saturday. But this is what I would do. Luke Nankervis, I think this is our first player who's green and green, and thank fuck he's gone back to $1.42. I have a feeling that closer to the game, his price will go down. So I really want to make this bet now, but it's like, I only kind of like making the bets when you have that safety net of a same game refund type deal, but so tempting. Who else did I include? Kieran Briggs, again, another ruckman who gets a bit of the footy. Not as much as, you know, Cherry or Cameron, but still a lot. And he's going up against Riley O'Brien, who, I don't know why Adelaide just dropped him the last couple of weeks, but, you know, out of form. So I feel like Kieran Briggs will bounce back. Connor Iden, he's been one of those players that I backed a lot last year and was just too short for mine, but 8 out of 10, averaging 18 posies. I got to start jumping on Connor Iden at $1.26. I got to get used to like that's his price anymore. You can't get him for $1.40 plus. So yeah, $1.26 for Connor Iden, like him. And yeah, Luke Nankervis playing off half back gets it. Jake Riccardi for a goal. Actually, let me just go through the 20s. Harry Himmelberg and Lockie Ash, both of them teeter on 20. Again, I just feel like I need just a little bit more, but 7 out of 10 is great. They both hit. They both got exactly 20 last week. Lockie Ash, I know he had a stinker against West Coast in like very early the year, and then was subbed off. Was that his only real bad miss? But otherwise, yeah, he's a player who has a nice small range, which I like. Himmelberg is a bit bigger. Lockie Whitfield has been great after he copped those 2 tagging weeks, but that was like a month ago now, so he's looking great. Yeah, and I like Jake Riccardi, even though Callum Brown missed last week, but he's 5 out of 10. I don't know, I think Riccardi's in better form, so I would rather go him. I've highlighted Lockie Scholl, $1.90, 8 out of 10, playing, you know, sort of like either on wing or half forward. 8 out of 10, like that's crazy. He's got very similar value to Max Gawn. 1.5 is huge value. So I've highlighted Lockie Scholl. I don't quite have the balls, but if anyone wants to go for him, I do not blame you. So that's the Adelaide GWS. Then we have, what's this game? It's It's not the farm game. It's some Battle of Country, or I forget the name of it. But anyway, we have Geelong Essendon. What do I don't have an actual bet, but this is what I would do at the time. So Archie Perkins looked great last week. Zach Guthrie also bounced back from the Sydney game. I think I'm having deja vu. I've spoken about these in the recap, but just if you've skipped that, Zach Guthrie bounced back after the Sydney game. Jeremy Cameron, even though he's playing deeper forward, he can still get a lot of the footy, because all the commentary was like he should play up the ground. He should stop playing up the ground, and he did. He stayed in the forward 50, but he still got a lot of the footy, which is great. Although no Tom Hawkins, so I guess Shannon Neal would be in for that game. Yes, he is. Who is Lawson Humphreys? Anyway, so I still like Jeremy Cameron for green and green. $1.42 is great. Sam Durham is looking like a beast, but just a little bit too short for me. Tom Stewart again, who I've highlighted. He got tagged last week by Cottrell and was playing like forward or on whatever the fuck. I think he will play great against Essendon. I haven't included him. I think just because every time I've bet on him, he seems to get concussed. Nick Martin, who I've highlighted, who missed last week, and again, if he's playing off half forward, I still think he can get 25, even though I'm not a fan of someone playing in half forward for a lot of footy, but Nick Martin just runs so much, because he'll start in half forward and then just run. So I've highlighted him, but I don't think I would bet on him. I would still take what I've selected. Oh, and Brad Close, almost green and green. He's like the other green and green. Still great value. Oh, I also like Jones, who missed last week. So I think he was 8 out of 10 before. Now he's 7 out of 10, averaging almost a goal a game, who just missed. So maybe if you're an Essendon fan, you want to take out Brad Close and put in Harrison Jones. I don't blame you. Max Holmes, 7 out of 10. But again, I think he might be playing half back. Actually, no, Dangerfield is out. Lineups. They've got him still in the center. Max Holmes. He could be good for 25. He missed the last 2 very close. Sorry, I'm just noticing this now. I like to do all, the research and think of this before, but sometimes, a player or two might slip through the cracks. Yeah, no Dangerfield. Oh no, Dangerfield. Oh, no, hold on. He was going to be missing, and then it's overturned or whatever. So he is playing. No, I see me on the followers. Oh, that's still tempting. I don't know. Well, that's a thought and process. Maybe if he goes, even better odds. But yeah, I do like Holmes as a player. He looks like Dangerfield too when he runs. He's got the socks up. And dude, the way he kicks the footy, he just looks like danger. You know how like he'll kick the footy like danger, and it looks like he just doesn't have he's got a real tight hamstring. He'll just kick it, but it goes so far. But his leg doesn't fly up. I don't know. And he's got that running style. I don't know. You'll know what I mean. Watch Paddy Dangerfield and Max Holmes run next to each other. They look the exact same. Port St Kilda. I do actually have a bet for this because I get one same game multi refund a day, and so I get my Sunday game sorted. Paddy Dow missed, and he's been fantastic. But he came up against Brisbane at the Gabba and he got 13. So I think he'll bounce back at Marvel, which is fantastic. Darcy Wilson too. I highlighted a week or 2 ago because I liked him, and he just missed that week. So I think I was going to bet on him, but I missed. I forgot about him. Well, there was other options. I really wanted to bet on him before he hit, but I didn't think he would hit for the Gabba game. So he did. So I like Darcy Wilson regardless. I also actually like Liam Henry. Liam Henry had a stinker first game back. I think it was against Hawthorn at Tassie. Absolute stinker. But he's now come back and he's been in good form. So Liam Henry, when he played for Freo, he was great for 15 posies. And he's getting back to that. Now he's playing for St Kilda and his hamstrings are healthy. Paddy Dow, who I mentioned, who I like. Who else did I have? Oh, Hunter Clark as well. He's had, 3 games back? Where's Hunter? Oh, I don't even highlight it. Hunter Clark, his first 3 games, he's just getting over 15, pretty easily. Again, so I think he's listed on ball for St Kilda. Wanganeen Malira, I do really like for 25, but I was tossing up between Mitch Owens for a goal or Wanganeen Malira. And I just went Mitch Owies because he missed 2 weeks before that. He did kick 2 against the Lions, and I think he's just great value. I feel like St Kilda will do okay, but I maybe just after watching getting Port fucking spanked last week, St Kilda are $1.80. They're the favourites. What the fuck? I just noticed that. Man, that is I feel like that is a big overreaction to Port's game last week. I didn't think Port were that bad. Damn. $2. Man, I'm tempted to just bet on Port straight up for that. Anyway, I think I've gone over everyone. There's a couple of other goal scorers I liked. You can see Willie Rioli, who didn't play. Darcy Byrne-Jones missed, barely touched it. Caminiti missed. Higgins has been great. There's a lot of goal scoring options. Anyway, so that's who my bet for the St Kilda Port game. There's so many games of footy to cover. I love it. Richmond, Carlton on a Sunday. Arvo, let's go. So Mitch McGovern, who missed last week, he had a fantastic start to the season. The only game he missed, I know he missed last week against Geelong, but did he get taken off? Was he off for a bit? Oh, I did watch that game. I don't think he was taken off for injury, but the game was it against Port? Or was it against Adel? It was a game at Adelaide Oval. And he looked so sore, but he's been fine since then, and he just missed. So I like Mitch McGovern. Nick Vlauston, man, when he misses, he just misses like 14. So I feel like he could easily, if things just went his way, just a or a kick, or just take, or the other team scoring a behind, and he takes a kick out. He could easily be 10 out of 10. So I like Vlauston. Even like it's very frustrating when he just misses, because I know he could just get one more kick easily. And Thompson Dow has been fantastic, so I would include him. I noted him at the start of the year. Jacob Hopper's back. Tipped. There's a couple there in the midfield now for Richmond. I might have to reassess that one about Thompson Dow. Nick Newman missed. Maybe if you're listening to this, maybe if you want to take out Thompson Dow for Nick Newman instead. Daniel Rioli, green and green, you got to include those players. They're fantastic. So good for 20. He always runs and he looks so tired, but then he'll just sprint and he's so fucking fast and he'll make space just for another kick up the line. So he's a player I love a player who will just go from 0 to 100 just for a cheap kick. I absolutely love it. Like, they just want the footy, they want the stat, they want to help the team, right? But they also want a posse. Matt Owies too short now. I haven't looked at what Kerno is for 2 goals. I think he was too short anyway. But Noah Cumberland missed, and again, just good value there. Did he get subbed? Anyway, Ryan Mansell, I don't know much about, to be honest. I probably haven't watched that many Richmond games. I watched the Dusty game, but yeah, so good value there. I don't have any goal kickers. I feel like Carlton will just pump Richmond by 100, so that's kind of why it's hard to include a Richmond goal kicker. All right, last game of the round, West Coast Hawthorn. Let's see what I've put together here for this one. So Jarman Impey been fine this whole year, averaging nearly 19 posies. Great. Ruben Jinby. Oh, that was supposed to be... that's actually a typo. That was supposed to be Alex Witherden. Okay. That's actually me clicking the wrong one. So, scratch that. I remember, because I was tossing up between Alex Witherden or Dylan Moore, and I've clicked the guy in the middle. I was like, Ruben Jinby, that's supposed to be Alex Witherden. So, just careful of that. Guy Newcomb, who I do like for 20. Again, fantastic. James Sicily has been in great form. But it's against West Coast. So again, it's hard. You got to, sometimes even when they're versing shit teams, the ball naturally gets there in the back line anyway. I'm very tempted to swap out Jai Newcomb for James Sicily. So that's my train of thought there. And Connor McDonald for a goal. Again, I just think Hawthorn are in great form. And we backed Ginnivan last week to bounce back. I know Connor McDonald hasn't missed, but 8 out of 10, averaging over a goal a game. He's another one of those small forwards who'll run. He'll run up the ground, but sometimes it's like, just stay in the forward line. Just stay there. I need a goal. So again, maybe if you don't want to go Connor McDonald, I'd go Jack Ginnivan instead. I always highlight Cripps and Darling, I feel like most weeks, but I never punt on them. Something about it. It's hard punting on a goal scorer for 16th on the ladder. So anyway, that's my thought process for that. So yeah, anyway, that's all the bets. That's the recap, everything. It feels so fucking good to have 9 games of footy back. I fucking love it. So anyway, wish you all luck. Hopefully we can still stay positive and hit that 2 grand mark, because we've had a couple of really good weeks in a row now. Ever since we did that review in like round 7, we have absolutely been smashing it. But yeah, anyway, go Lions, go whoever you support, and I'll catch you guys next week. All right, peace.